World War I was famous for the use of trench warfare. Trenches were used from Gallipoli to the Western Front. They were a series of ditches hand-dug into the ground to protect the soldiers from enemy bullets and artillery. Soldiers would fight, eat and sleep in the trenches. No man's land between the trenches was the most deadly place to be. Aside from the typical threats of war, soldiers were also dying from the miserable conditions. Unwashed men and dead bodies were a shock to soldiers arriving for the first time. Lice, ticks and flies were a major problem, causing never-ending itches and spreading trench fever. Millions of rats lived in the trenches, feeding on the scraps of war. Some grew to be the size of cats. Standing in the wet, muddy conditions on the Western Front caused trench foot, which could lead to amputations. The New Zealand soldiers lived on a grueling diet of corned beef, jam and stew, topped off with hard, dry biscuits. At Gallipoli, the Anzacs had few grenades, so they turned their empty jam tins into homemade bombs. During the war, a new deadly weapon was deployed: poison gas. Soldiers would cover their faces with rags soaked in urine until gas masks were developed to give them better protection. By the end of World War I, advances in more mobile technology changed the way wars would be fought in the future.